seen it with my own eyes. How it getting otherwise without the luxury of leaving. The touch and feeling of free is untangible technically. It's something we got to believe in. Connect the cause and the fact, one foot in front of the next. This is the start of a journey. And my mind is already gone, and the fear of the unknown somehow just doesn't concern me. You can stand right there if you want, but I'm going on.
the 2K Sports pregame show.
Welcome to 2K Sports, everybody. Thanks for joining us. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, and Kenny the Jet Smith. Tonight, we'll be watching the Houston Rockets playing against the Hawks in Atlanta. Well, for Atlanta, they're looking to come out strong and make their mark early. They have to look at this game as a great opportunity to do just that. And one of the guys we'll be seeing tonight is Al Horford. He's not a flashy guy by any means. Has never gotten all that much national media love, but Shaq, wouldn't you say he is as solid a post player as you'll find?
You know what? He doesn't do anything with flash and doesn't have the big contract, but he plays like it. I just want to say muchas gracias, papi. He's from Dominican Republic.
Oh, muy bien. Well, he does everything you want a post player to do. I mean, honestly, he passes the basketball. He can handle it off a rebound. He moves it, post moves. He does have to. He's improved his outside shot. But the only thing I would say is
Rockets are out of Houston and into an interconference game. We're at the Phillips Arena. The Atlanta Hawks plan to take advantage of home court. We've got some terrific NBA action in store for you today. This is Kevin Harlan, and here with me tonight, Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and Doris Burke reporting from the sideline. Tip-off goes to Houston. Here's the starting group for Houston. Harden and Ariza filling out the perimeter. Motiejunas and Howard the post pair. And it's Beverly in at the point guard position. Playing alongside James Harden, a lot less pressure, too, on Dwight Howard to carry the load offensively these days. It's certainly, Clark, made things easier for him.
Not only easier, I think it's been more comfortable for him as a secondary scorer. Rolling to the rim, crashing the offensive glass. Those are things he can do at a high level for a lot longer, I think.
On defense, Atlanta. Beverly with the ball. Motiejunas, a screen on Millsap. Harden gets the bucket.
Only took them a few seconds to answer the three ball with one of their own.
Greg, we've got a three-point battle taking shape here.
3-on-3. Ariza dishes to Motiejunas. Here's Beverly. No good on the three. Houston on D. Motiejunas with the steal. And Beverly kicks to Howard. Played in with a nice touch off the glass.
Oh, that is just weak defense there. I'm pretty sure that was not the plan to give him those kind of baskets at the hoop.
Now here's Korver for the three. Millsap against Howard. Second chance shot, and that one's good. Millsap. Millsap's got his first bucket of the night.
Well, that's one way he can finish, but far from the only way he gets it done. He's got all kinds of tricks up his sleeve.
And it's Ariza in the corner on the wing. Harden puts it up. Millsap grabs the miss.
I tell you what, folks, I bet he won't miss that shot next time he takes it.
That's a two from Korver. Korver missing again.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that one.
Hawks were so dominant last year and were the first team to clinch their spot in the postseason.
Hawks also would wrap up the top seed in the East and were able to advance against the Nets in 6 games.
It's blocked. They retain possession. Takes the three. Here's Horford. No good. Not a friendly rim at all this trip down. Harden to pass to Beverly. Back to Harden. Screen by Howard. Harden with it. Now defended by Korver. Ariza goes in. And Harden wide open. He shoots. The Rockets with another miss.
You know, in the second round, the Hawks had a bit of trouble once again with the Wizards. Were able to get by them despite going down 2-1 in that series. It seemed like they were out of gas against the Cavs in the next round.
Here's Bazemore. Teague dishes to Korver. Korver missing again.
Not a quarter to remember as far as his offense is concerned.
Yeah, you know, he's not making any kind of impact for them at that end of the court right now.
And that one's good. Beverly.
And really, with the Hawks in the postseason, they just ran out of help. I mean, the Korver injury, the Carroll injury were huge against the Cavs. And when you lose that much talent, you can see why they were swept out of that conference final. Don't forget, they also lost Cephalosha prior to the playoffs.
Rockets leading by 5. The feed to Moniunas. Had the space there, but it's offline. Atlanta's gone 1 of 5 from downtown in the first quarter. Points out there have been hard to come by. For 3, Millsap. That one goes. Count. Millsap's got 5.
What are you going to do defensively? Such separation with the height advantage in that matchup.
And Beverly kicks to Moniunas. Here's the dish to Howard. And some nice passing there by Houston. That one goes. Count it. Moniunas has got his first 2 points.
And that's another assist for a team that is putting on a clinic on how to share the ball.
They can't guard us on the perimeter. Spread the floor.
If a shot isn't there, they're not forcing it. They're moving it side to side until they finally get the one they want.
And the Hawks with a completely new group on the floor. Houston with a big group substitution here. Capella's checked in. Beasley comes in for Moniunas. Corey Brewer's checked in for James Harden. And it's Terry in for Patrick Beverly. And it's the Rockets with the ball. 4-point game. The wide open look here for Terry. And another 3 for Houston.
Outstanding start from three-point range. Their shooters are on fire.
It really makes them a hard team to guard because they space you out so well.
Now here's Schroeder. Jacks up a 3, and the foul called on Tim Hardaway Jr. That's his first foul.
And guys, you hear about how the Hawks are jokingly referred to as the Spurs of the East. It has to do with their coach, Mike Budenholzer, who's really brought that philosophy here to Atlanta.
And the Rockets making a change here. McDaniels checked in. The Rockets shooting their first free throws. First trip to the line in this one.
Shooting for Atlanta, Jason Terry. 2 shots. Under 6.
First one falls for him. And both free throws good for Terry.
He's always been extremely reliable at the line, and today's been no different.
Now here's Schroeder. Past the splitter. Here's Schroeder. This one for 3. The shot is off. Good work defensively by Terry. On for Coach Budenholzer, Greg. He did spend 19 years with the Spurs, so it makes a lot of sense. Clarkie won 4 titles during his time there in San Antonio.
And Kevin, you can really see how he's adapted and brought the motion offense over to this team, and it's worked well for the Hawks.
So it's the Hawks now, following the 3 by Houston that went in. Schroeder kicks to Scott. 23 seconds left to play here in the first. The 3 from Cephalosha. Can't get it to go.
Rebounding is going to be the focal point for them in this one, fellas. I can feel it.
Well, it always is, and it has been so far, and they've gotten a nice edge on the glass.
Here's Terry. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there. Rockets have been perfect at the line so far, albeit just 2 for 2. And the first one drops.
Under 6.
And both free throws good for Terry. Now Schroeder. And as the first quarter wraps up, already a double-digit lead. Rockets lead by 11. And we'll be back in...
And now, your Atlanta Hawks cheerleaders.
Welcome back, folks. We'll see if we're in store for a more tightly contested quarter as we move here into the second. And let's take a moment here to get your guys' take on scoring so far for Houston.
Boy, the three-point shot has really been dropping for him early on.
Also, guys, the passing has been terrific in the first half. They'll be happy with all those assists.
They're going to turn it over. They couldn't get it inbounds that time.
That's an inexcusable mistake, guys. That's not the way to get back in the game.
And I don't know if anybody can tell you what he was thinking, because I certainly have no idea.
Here's Beverly. It's good for his second make. He's made 2 of 3 so far.
Almost uncontested. I mean, it's nice to be able to add to the lead without having to really work for it. And, guys, Patrick Beverly, a perfect fit for the Rockets alongside James Harden. Now, you know, Beverly is in that complementary role as a 3 and D guy. And remember, also, even though he's the point guard, he doesn't need the ball to be effective. He's good at just spotting up for threes, and he's a hounding on-ball defender.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter of play. On the court for Atlanta, they've got Kent Bazemore. Kyle Korver is out there with Dennis Schroeder. Then it's Chris Humphries, and it's Horford in at the 5. Here's Brewer. Can't get it to go. And Atlanta will go the other way with it. And Beverly plucked out of Europe by the Rockets. Clark, he signed a new contract this past offseason.
And a nice value for the Rockets, Kevin. I mean, he's a player whose impact on the game really transcends the stat sheet. That's often the case for those guys that are all defense caliber players. And here's Harden.
After Kyle Korver hitting the 3, but he recovers it. That's going to be over and back. Not watching for the line that time. The Atlanta making some changes. Millsap comes in for Chris Humphries. And it's Teagan for Dennis Schroeder. And a switch here also for Houston. Ariza's checked in. Atlanta calls timeout. As the teams head into this timeout, a chance for the coaches now to map out some plays for the next few minutes, and a chance for the players to rehydrate with some Gatorade. That's important if they want to make sure they don't wear down later in the game.
Absolutely. Over the course of a game, you have to stay hydrated.
Now here's Teague. Looking for his first basket still in this one. Here's Korver for 3. It's hauled in by Beverly. Houston leading by 12. To the paint, here's Howard. Lead pass was put in just the right spot.
I think they need to get much more disruptive defensively. They can't just keep allowing these easy baskets.
That's got to be job number 1 right now. Nothing easy on the inside.
It's stolen by Ariza. So the Rockets win the tip. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's check out who's on the floor, courtesy of Gatorade. Taking a look at the Rockets. Motiejunas and Howard, the post pair. Harden and Ariza filling out the perimeter. And it's Beverly in at the 1 spot. Now here's Ariza, the offensive rebound. And it's Howard finishing it off.
And, you know, it's one thing to get the offensive rebound, but then how about the loud bucket he's able to convert?
He was in perfect position under the hoop, Greg. You're right. Once he gets his hands on the miss.
That's exactly why it's important to work hard on the offensive glass, fellas, for chances just like that.
Last season was difficult for Dwight Howard, to say the least, across the board. Worse since, in fact, his rookie year.
Yeah, he just wasn't able to stay healthy. I mean, looks dominant in spurts. Gets you thinking, okay, he's back then. His body betrays him.
Bazemore dishes to Korver. And now just over a minute played here in the first. Kicks to Bazemore. Fires for 3. Kyle Korver. And that's good. Korver's got his first 3 points of the game.
And he came off that screen, and the D just didn't get over the top of it.
Yep, weren't there in time enough to challenge Greg, and when that's the case, you can mark those up for him.
Motiejunas kicks to Harden. And it's sent back by Horford. Here's Bazemore. Ariza covering. Millsap a screen. Bazemore for three. Dwight Howard pulls it in.
Good pick, but he just couldn't make it count.
Yeah, nice job of setting the screen by his teammate there, and I'm sure he appreciated it.
Now here's Harden. Beverly wide open. And a miss there on the triple. Doris Burke has some information for us. Doris?
Yes, Kevin, I was able to catch up with the head coach for the Rockets just a moment ago. We talked about the keys to this game, and he singled out Paul Millsap as a player they've simply got to be mindful of. Coach told me he's always been an energy guy, someone you have to locate and box out every possession. But he's developed his offensive game to the point where he's more than just a hustle guy. He's also a scoring threat now, and a guy we can't leave open. They'll be watching him, Kevin.
And thank you, Doris. Here's Horford. Following the basket by Paul Millsap.
He certainly didn't take advantage of the poor defense, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
I tell you what, I think he'd be happy if he can continue to get looks like that. No doubt that is within his range.
Well, I would hope so. He's a pro, and it was only a one-footer. Come on now.
So it's Atlanta now. Following the score by Houston. Korver, good.
And, you know, the Hawks were great from beyond the arc, but it wasn't just one person. They did a great job of creating a space and really passing up good shots for great ones. And I think that's the mark of a true team.
Got a hand on it. From deep. Rockets with the rebound.
It would have been something to see if he could hit that shot from that deep.
Greg, you know it. I know it. There aren't very many guys that can hit from out there. But he is one of them. That's the kind of range he has.
And for the Hawks, Korver led the way in three-point shooting for him. But as you were saying, their second best three-point percentage in the league was the result, Clark, and I know you're big on this, on their team offense.
Exactly. I mean, the real noteworthy stat on that area was almost 92% of their made threes were assisted on. Crisp ball movement and finding the open guy was really their mantra.
Here's Bazemore. James Harden picking up that last basket. Atlanta again missing. 1:57 left to play in the first quarter. That's good. And so Howard with the assist.
Just such a well-rounded offensive player. He's got a little bit of everything.
Outside Teague. Back to Millsap. From deep. Picked by Horford. Millsap misses. Houston's gone 0 of 2 from deep here. Harden with it. Now defended by Korver. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. Guys, before last season, Trevor Ariza signing a 4-year, $32 million deal with the Rockets. Big free agent get for the team.
And, you know, they wanted to re-sign Chandler Parsons, Kevin, but with his departure, in comes Ariza, and Trevor is a quality replacement. I mean, a terrific wing defender, and he's a nice spot-up shooter as well.
And the Hawks with a completely new group on the floor. Houston with a big group substitution here. Capella's checked in. Beasley comes in for Monty Eunice. Brewer is checked in for James Harden. And it's Terry in for Patrick Beverly. Schroeder passes to Scott. Feeds to Schroeder. Clock at 6. Lets it fly. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
And, you know, you compare their games. Ariza a bit more limited maybe offensively than Parsons, a few years older, but he's also a better defender and also better at playing without the basketball. Remember, you got 5 guys out there, only 1 ball. Sometimes your chemistry can improve when a guy doesn't need the basketball to be effective.
Here's Terry after the basket by Atlanta. 2 for 1 opportunity here if they want it.
And no doubt, Kevin, if I'm them, I go for it.
Hardaway for 3. The Rockets pull it in. There's a 4-second difference from the shot clock to the game clock. Terry outside. To the middle. Capella with the bucket. Capella's got his first points in this one.
You know, of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is major smash mouth basketball, guys.
All about imposing your will offensively, getting exactly the kind of looks their coach drew up.
And he gets it to go.
And back and forth we go. That bucket gives us another lead change.
Too many of those to count. These teams have matched each other shot for shot. Play and impressive.
And now, your Atlanta Hawks cheerleaders.
And the second quarter getting underway. No team gaining an edge so far. And look at how the hustle game has been going for the Hawks.
And it's been about their defense. They're playing with a frenetic pace, putting a lot of pressure on the ball handlers and forcing turnovers.
You know, adding on to that, they've done a great job of challenging and changing shots in this first half, and they've gotten some blocks as well.
This is how the floor looks for the Rockets starting the second. Beverly and Harden, they're the backcourt. Beasley out there with McDaniels. And it's Capella in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. No shortage of drama here early on.
Well, neither team can grasp control of this thing. I mean, both teams trying to get a hold of it.
Yeah, 8 lead changes already. Huge number this early.
And the Hawks with possession here. The Rockets making the shot.
And gotta like what they've been doing down low in the post.
I certainly do. You know, I like to see guys do their work inside. Their rebounding has been excellent, and that's always important in a close game.
And that's a foul. It's called on Thabo Sefolosha. That is his first foul of the game.
Man, it's close, but, you know, didn't get on balance quick enough.
Yeah, and as quick as players are at this level, in this day and age, I mean, you've got to be perfect in your anticipation to draw the charge.
Paul Millsap is checked in for Atlanta. Corver comes in for Tim Hardaway Jr.
Oh, and look at how well he led him in there. Really, he passed him open for that deuce.
And that one's good. Beverly.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Yeah, and that's 4 straight field goals now, Greg, they've allowed from point-blank range. Can't happen.
Rockets leading by 5. Guys, a potent offense right now.
Yeah, Kevin, really the offense is flowing quite nicely right now.
You know what, guys, and they're playing with a certain amount of assuredness in their game. That type of confidence is what leads teams to having success.
Millsap dishes to Sefolosha. Back to Millsap. The shot is off. Excellent D there from Beasley. Last season for James Harden was easily his best yet. Finished second in the MVP race. Put up huge numbers with career highs in points per game scoring. Greg at more than 27 a game.
And also carried that Rockets team that dealt with a plethora of injuries, mainly to Dwight Howard. And second in the league in scoring, I mean, narrowly losing out to Russell Westbrook, who just went on a tremendous tear the second half of the season. And then also finished runner-up in the MVP race.
Now, here is Harden, and that one's good.
Really not hard to see why they're giving up points on this run. I mean, they've just given them too many looks inside.
Yeah, and usually when a team goes on a run like this, it's because they are getting too many opportunities on the inside. Make them beat you from deep.
Here's Beverly. It's good. The assist that time from Harden. And now a 9-point Rocket lead. And we'll get a look at how the hustle stat game has been going for the Rockets.
Boy, they've really amped up the pressure at the defensive end, guys, and have piled up the steals in the early going.
And also, how about the fact defensively, they're getting that backboard and getting out in transition, especially in this first half. He might not have the long range ability of some other guys, but he will knock down open ones like that.
And Beverly kicks to Harden. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. When you think of James Harden, you don't think much about his athleticism. His strength, though, is exceptional for his position.
Yeah, I think that's his greatest attribute. His ball handling's good, but it's his strength. He's able to run through contact.
Here's what Atlanta's going with right now. Al Horford, he's checked in for Humphries. Scott comes in for Paul Millsap. Kent Bazemore is checked in for Cephalosha. And it's Teague in for Dennis Schroeder.
And he found the perfect spot behind the arc there. Big gap in the D. And Harden able to get wherever he wants on the court. I mean, he can muscle you, but he's also got that Euro step and all those moves that just leave you in a dizzy.
Now here's Korver after Moniunas' miss, and he gets it to go.
They're going back to the three-point shot over and over and over.
And they may have found the Achilles heel of this defense. That was their 9th straight point from beyond the arc.
Now here's Howard. Good work defensively by Horford.
You know, Harden, you think about how elusive he is, but at the same time, he's a guy that seeks contact. I mean, he'll entice a defender to try and reach in, and a master salesman when it comes to getting those refs to blow the whistle.
Atlanta with the ball. Dwight Howard missing his last shot. Horford no luck.
He certainly didn't take advantage of the poor defense, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
I tell you what, I think he'd be happy if he can continue to get looks like that.
Boy, they keep hammering away at him inside, forcing that ball into the paint. Smash mouth basketball.
And Clark, it's a strategy that has served them well during the course of this first half.
Hardaway's checked in for Kyle Korver. Houston also making some changes. Capella's checked in, and it's Brewer in for James Harden. Terry against T. For the 3. His shot is good, making him a perfect 2 for 2 from the floor.
All these open threes they're giving up have really been the driving force of this run.
And the points are starting to add up in a hurry, especially when you're giving up those looks from deep.
Moniunas has the open look. Fires the jumper from the corner and nails it. Moniunas has got his first bucket of the night. Terry against Teague. Picked by Horford. Teague can't hit. Rockets leading by 3. Ariza goes in. Terry outside. Houston moving the ball around. Plenty of daylight on that shot. Moniunas has got 5 now.
You know, there's no better sign of how efficiently a team is operating than their assist numbers. And theirs are fantastic.
Just beautiful when they play the game like this.
And now Brewer running the floor all by himself.
Well, they weren't going to pass up that chance to get out and run following the steal.
They better not. I mean, they've got to pad their lead anytime an opportunity presents itself, and that was a golden one.
They are really getting the work done inside with their rebound.
The defensive backboard has been controlled. They have not allowed a lot of second chances. It's been about one and done for the most part, and I'm not talking about leaving college.
Yeah, I know you're not. That's a bunch of good rebounding taking place there, boy.
Here's Scott. The Hawks again can't hit. Terry outside. From deep. And that concludes the first half. Rockets ahead, up by 8. And now let's catch up with Doris Burke, who's standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Thank you, Kevin. Dwight, what's your assessment of the team you're playing here tonight?
That's our team. You know, they play hard.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back, everybody. It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show. Ernie Johnson along with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. Houston found themselves in a close game in the first. The largest lead for them during the period was 4. They had some very nice stretches of play in the second quarter at both ends of the floor and got out to a well-deserved 8-point lead by halftime. What'd you think, Shaq, about the first half we saw from the Rockets?
The bulk of their offense, Ernie, Kenny, has come in the paint. See, it's just as good. It's hard-nosed basketball when you play in the post. Trust me, I know. You wouldn't know nothing about that, Kenny, little man.
Talk to me, Kenny. How did you think Atlanta played?
Well, they're facing a very hot team in the first half. I mean, guys are shooting the ball lights out. But you have to do more to get stops. I mean, tough defense is the key.
All right, that is going to wrap up our halftime report as it's just...
And we welcome you back to start the quarter. Players had a chance to get hydrated with Gatorade. And there's certain to be some great basketball ahead for us. Nice game. Great performance by Kyle Korver.
Boy, did he put on a show from beyond in that first half. Let's see if the halftime break has any cooling effect on him.
Well, I tell you what, we'll soon find out, because I guarantee they're going to keep feeding it to him behind the arc until he does cool off.
Teague and Korver are the guards. Millsap at power forward with Horford at the center. And it's Bazemore at the small forward position. So that's the lineup for Atlanta. Rockets leading by 8.
And Kent Bazemore, the long-armed lefty out of Old Dominion, where he was the Division I Defensive Player of the Year back in 2011, a 5-year senior. He graduated with 2 degrees, one in criminal justice, the other in human services.
The 3 from Korver. Millsap to Bazemore. Goes back up, and he gets it to go.
Finally, they get one to drop. That's one of their first 4 here in the third.
Beverly against Teague. The dish to Harden. Lays it up and banks it in. Harden's got 10.
Another pass put right into the shooter's pocket, right in the shooting pocket for a terrific assist. They've done a lot of that today.
And it's something we haven't seen much of at the opposite end of the floor.
Time call here. The Hawks decide to talk it over. And continuing to expand his arsenal last season, Patrick Beverly, the guard for the Rockets. Career highs in assists and rebounds per game, and he's one of the smallest guys on the floor.
Yeah, and he's really working on the details of becoming a better playmaker, becoming a guy that has coaches trust him to handle the basketball in those crucial situations.
Rockets leading by 9. Beasley the screen. And stolen by Horford. And now Millsap pushing it up. No one back to stop him.
Tell you what, that was all made possible by the heads-up defense at the other end.
And I love that as soon as they get their hands on the basketball, they immediately get out and transition.
You know, talking about Beverly, his wrist injury really changed things for the Rockets at the end of last season. Suddenly, 37-year-old Jason Terry had to take on big minutes at the point, and he was serviceable, but they missed Beverly's toughness on defense particularly. They've been the glass eaters today, guys. A ton of effort out of them down low.
It's been a difference maker for them in this game. That's what's put them in front.
The Hawks trail by 7. Millsap kicks to Teague. Unloads from 9. And it's sent back by Howard. Hands of the ball out of bounds. Howard touched it last. For the Hawks, Splitters checked in for Horford. Cephalosha comes in for Kent Bazemore. And Dennis Schroeder subbed in for Teague. And a switch here also for Houston. McDaniels checked in.
And going back to the one thing with Patrick Beverly, his shot could still be more consistent. Last year, he was down in shooting averages across the board, including just 38% from the field. It makes it very difficult on your offense when you have an inability to space the floor.
Korver kicks to Cephalosha. Outside Millsap. Fires from the line. And a big bounce off the rim, but it sinks right in. Millsap's got 8 points. Rockets leading by 5. Pass to Harden. And he makes no mistake on the slam dunk.
Boy, he threw out some punishment with that two-hand throwdown.
And Clark, now's the time to do it. Continue to attack that rim.
Cephalosha's shot is good. For Houston, they've gone 3 of 6 in the third quarter. 50% from the field.
No.
Shot by McDaniels, no good. Atlanta's gone 1 of 4 in three-point shots here in the third. The three from Korver. Atlanta gets it back. Splitter. It's good, and he drew contact on the shot, so he will go to the line. A three-point play chance here. So for the Hawks, Mike Scott comes in for Paul Millsap. And Tim Hardaway Jr. subbed in for Kyle Korver. Houston also making some changes. Capella's checked in, and Corey Brewer subbed in for James Harden.
Oh, right here.
And Brewer kicks to Capella, and he bangs it home with one hand.
Solid on the one
Please
hand
don't
throw
do
down
this
there.
to me,
You know,
okay,
Clark, when
guys?
it's a tight ball game like this, he's the guy they want with the ball.
Yep.
Yeah, and one reason why I just don't know that I've ever seen him miss
Okay, over there.
a play like
Okay,
that.
over there, over there. We need Korver. We don't have him on the field right now.
Here's Schroeder.
Oh,
Can't
if
get it
I
to go.
made that,
And
though.
Houston the other way now. They've led by as many as 11 points. Now here's Beverly. Tight defense on him. And he banks in the layup. And
You
now
let
a
him
6-point
make that?
Rocket lead.
Look at the space he had on that one, though. There's an obvious speed mismatch between the two.
Boy, last year the Rockets dealt with a lot of injuries. I mean, the front court and post players were hit the hardest. I think almost every Rocket big would end up missing some time.
And let's get the takedowns on the scoring breakdown for the
Just
Rockets.
make that, boy.
They keep
Make it.
piling up the assists, and they haven't cooled off.
I didn't make that. That was right on the dot,
Repeatedly
too.
gotten out on the break tonight as well.
Right
and
on the
scored
dot.
a lot of baskets in transition.
Chris Humphries has checked in for Splitter. Monty Eunice has checked
I
in
know
for
I'm supposed to be guarding him.
And so he earns a
Not
trip
the
to the line.
shooting
Officials saw
side.
the contact, and he'll shoot two. And last season,
Such
GA, as you were
intense.
talking about, the injuries for the Rockets did pile up. Dwight Howard was out. Terrence Jones was out. They missed those guys for multiple games.
Yeah, and that hurt him inside. But also, remember, Beverly goes down right before the playoffs. So, in all, the Rockets had 180 missed games on their roster due to injury. Amazing they stayed so resilient and were able to capture that 2 seed.
Jeff Teague, he's checked in for Atlanta. Here's Beasley. Nice pass.
What kind of
Under the rack
shot was
perfectly
that?
for the layup. And the Rockets lead by 7. Hawks shooting under 40% all in all for the game. Fires for 3.
That was a trap.
is
Oh,
good.
fine.
Humphries has got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball.
And really, as the three-pointers keep dropping, you get the sense that the frustration is mounting for the defense.
Yeah, and they either have been unwilling or unable to take that shot away.
Here's Schroeder. Terry grabs the
Bruh,
board.
horrible.
Houston
Okay.
leading by
Go
4.
back.
5 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Jacks up a 3.
Don't make it. Yes.
Scott
you didn't
pulls it
make
in.
They'll probably let the clock wind down here.
Right on. I mean, no need to give the ball back before the end of the quarter in this situation.
I mean, Scott.
Fires the 3. And that one's good. Now just a 1-point
Nice,
Rocket
guys.
lead.
Nice. Let's go. What if we win this? I'm going to be
Now
surprised.
Brewer. That misses. Would have kind of had it gone.
Oh, we're behind by 1.
We've got a great game on our hands as we welcome you back. The fourth quarter of action getting started. And for Houston, their shooting certainly a key for them in this one. 55% from the field. Fourth quarter on the court for the Rockets. Harden and Ariza filling out the perimeter. Modi Eunice and Howard the post pair. And it's Beverly in at the wall. Good on the
He
triple.
made that.
Beverly's got the first field
Bad.
goal of the fourth quarter
Bad,
here
bad.
for Houston.
Good
Pass
job
it.
there by
Pass it
Harden
to
setting
him.
that screen. Got his body right
Hello?
where it needed.
Hello?
That'll be a 5-second call.
What? What was he doing? I was pressing X, and that is pass. Miss,
Goes
miss,
up
miss,
off the
miss.
inbound. Rebound Atlanta.
The defense there got
Go,
away
go,
with
go,
a
go.
major lapse.
And the slam dunk by Bazemore.
No doubt that is within his range.
Well, I would hope so. He's a pro, and it was only
Behind
a
by 2.
one-footer. Come on now.
Behind by 2. This is an intense
Now,
game.
here is Harden. Dishes it to Howard. How's that for an
Don't
answer?
let him
Right back
dunk.
to the dunk.
That was some slick
Do not
passing
let
from
him
Harden on that one.
dunk.
The Hawks trail by
He
4.
needs help.
Teague kicks to Millsap.
Okay.
Back to T. Unloads from 9. Misses off the left
Bruh,
iron.
you don't make
And
that.
he has slipped into a funk, Clark. You can see the confidence is shaken.
Yeah, it really is.
Well,
I mean,
plus we
he's
got it.
very
Oh, this
much deflated. The basket looks a lot smaller to him at this point, and the only way you
Stop
can
letting
get
him
out
make
of it
shots.
is to work yourself out of it. 4 of their last 5 makes came off of a high-quality shot inside.
Textbook. Really, when you look at how they're playing, they are having their way down low.
Doris Burke has an update for us. Doris?
Yes, guys, Mike Budenholzer had some words for his
Can
team.
you turn
The
it
message,
down?
Stick with it. He said the game is right there, fellas, right there for the taking. But we've got to play with purpose and precision. Kevin, can they get it done?
Millsap passes to Bazemore. The shot is off. Good D by Ariza. And it's the Rockets on the break. And Harden gets it to go in on the assist by Ariza.
Yeah, this is bad.
Ariza's got 3 assists tonight.
Those defenders look like they're out of gas. I mean, they're getting pushed around on the low block.
Yeah, but they better rally soon because they've given up 3 straight buckets in the paint.
Rockets leading by 8.
Timeout charge.
Timeout called the Rockets. Last season, Atlanta showed just how much fun a team can have playing team basketball, a complete team effort. We use that word a lot. You don't see it much in the NBA, but boy, they epitomized it, Clark.
Yeah, they sure did. Refreshing to see a team do that well collectively without a real superstar. Just a solid group that understood their roles and played them perfect.
The Hawks have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start the 4th quarter. And here's Korver from the arc. Ariza with the rebound.
Not a bad look for him on that shot, but it just doesn't seem to be his night tonight.
Let's catch up with Doris from the sideline.
Hey, Kevin, well, the Rockets coach had some advice for the team over that last break. He said their plan was run their offense through James Harden. The coach would like to see him utilized in the offense as much as possible. We can expect to see them going to him constantly. Gentlemen, some late-game adjustments that could prove crucial in the game's closing moments. Kevin, over to you.
Thanks a lot, Doris. Out left to the wing. Here's Beverly. Tried to come right back with the 3 of his own, but it's no good. Millsap dishes to Bazemore. Back to Millsap. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
That's his first personal foul.
And that one falls for Paul Millsap.
He didn't have to jump.
2 shots.
Both shots good from the stripe. Harden with it.
Just need 2 more points. No.
Motiejunas a screen on Korver. Harden kicks to Motiejunas. And stolen by Jeff T. Here we go, all alone. Here's Bazemore. And he converts the layup. Bazemore's got 4 this quarter.
We could have been looking at a 2-possession game, but that was a huge mistake on the turnover. Now nerves and tightness become a factor.
And it's becoming a battle of will right now. This is as good a game as we could have hoped for.
Ariza goes in. A shot by Harden. Wide open. Here's Howard.
Nope.
So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
We watched Howard play some great basketball. He got 10 rebounds and 1 rejection in this game, too.
And was it a good one? Really, one of their highlights of the game defensively.
Hawks making a switch here. Schroeder's checked in. And a change for the Rockets. Michael Beasley. He's checked in for Motiejunas. Here's Millsap. And sent back by Howard. Now here's Beverly. Started by Schroeder. There's 1:54 left here in the 4th quarter. And it's slammed in by Howard.
Howard dunk on you.
I love that dish down low.
Now
A minute 50 left to play here in the 4th. Here's Schroeder. He feeds it to Millsap. Schroeder passes to Millsap. It's deflected.
That's a foul. Did you see that?
4 on 3 as they bring it up. Back to Ariza. Uncovered.
Miss.
It's rebounded by Paul Millsap.
He's tried to get it going, but the shots simply have not been there. Nothing seems to be falling.
And once again off the mark by Atlanta.
It's been a real difficult game for him offensively, and it's costly.
Beverly dishes to Harden.
What that to do is don't let them score. Don't let Howard
102
score.
left in the fourth. And he gets contact and the whistle on the shot. 2 shots coming up. And there's the foul. This goes against Atlanta. And no good is the first free throw missing for him. We'll see if he can nail the second.
Well, they just can't seem to get it right from the line here. Yet they're still on top. That poor free throw shooting could come back to haunt them.
Here's Schroeder.
Well, the clock has become their worst enemy.
Not a friend anymore. They've got to work quickly from here.
Korver gets a wide open look. And once again off the mark by Atlanta.
Tell you what, the defense has nothing to worry about out there with him shooting. I mean, he can't dial it in from deep this half at all.
And Beverly kicks to Harden.
Chance to tie it up.
And he gets it to go, hitting off the back of the rim. And the Rockets lead by 9.
You know, the defense has got to do a much better job of fighting over those screens.
And Greg, especially when the ball is in his hands. I mean, come on now. You know he doesn't miss too many open looks like that.
And good on the basket. Look it.
It has been a 3-point barrage for them since halftime.
Not sure if it's been by design or simply by accident, but either way, it has been impressive.
Good job, guys. Just good job. You do a personal foul on it, and then, yeah. Bad.
Good on the first, and that makes it a 7-point lead. And so he drops them both. It's an 8-point game.
Bonus.
And Atlanta has possession. And the whistle blows on the backcourt violation. He went over and back.
Yeah.
There's 25 seconds left to play in the final quarter.
Yep.
And guys, they can just sit on the ball here if they want to.
Sure can, because they've earned the win.
Took the opportunity when he saw it.
Terrific run to seal the deal.
Yeah, and now let's just keep an eye on how much longer they keep the foot on the accelerator.
And here's Millsap from the arc. Another 3 for Atlanta.
Yeah, we lost.
And so it's Houston with it.
2, 1, miss.
So Houston wins it. This was a hard-fought, well-earned victory for them, Greg. They really had to work for this win.
That's a good point. I mean, weaker teams might have buckled at the end, with the crowd amped up, everyone in the building kind of rooting against you, but they stood tall and pulled it out.
Well said. And time now to go courtside as we send you over to Doris Burke from the sideline. Doris?
Well, first off, James, congratulations on the win tonight. What is the mindset of the team right now and the philosophy in your approach?
Our consistency and our attention to detail. You know, we're a young team, but we got to focus on the small things. Our hard work is going to be enough as well.
Well done.
So bye. Okay, there we go.